Hello, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we'll discuss SpaceX project by Elon Musk, and is the project really worth its value? Elon Musk founded SpaceX in 2002, with the goal of lowering space transportation costs and allowing Mars settlement. The company develops, manufactures, and launches high-performance rockets and spacecraft. Let us jump in the video and discover SpaceX and its potential worth in the future. What is SpaceX? Falcon 1, SpaceX's first launch, took place in March 2008. Since then, the company has created the Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy launch vehicles, both of which are reusable. With its Dragon spacecraft, SpaceX became the first privately funded company to send a spacecraft to the International Space Station, or ISS, in 2012. SpaceX is also working on interplanetary transportation. The Starship spacecraft is being developed by the company as a fully reusable transportation system for humans and cargo to Earth orbit, the Moon, Mars, and other destinations. SpaceX continues to push the limits of space technology in order to make space travel more accessible and sustainable. There is a growing shift away from the government-driven space programs and toward enterprise-backed programs, and SpaceX has a good track record of winning government contracts, particularly from NASA and the US Department of Defense. Starlink, the company's satellite-based internet service, which we believe will be a major driver of SpaceX's long-term potential, entered beta testing a few months ago and is expected to begin generating revenue this year. SpaceX's total number of launches is expected to increase this year, with total revenue increasing to around $1.6 billion. Furthermore, new areas such as space travel and point-to-point transportation around the world are on SpaceX's radar, and could benefit revenues in the medium to long term. There are also likely some market-related factors influencing SpaceX's valuation. With internet rates still at historically low levels, investors are more willing to bet on futuristic companies working on cutting-edge and moonshot projects. This is most likely beneficial to SpaceX. Furthermore, investors are likely to see SpaceX as a solid bet on the emerging space economy. Although there are publicly traded SpaceX plays, SpaceX has a strong track record of innovation and execution, having carried out the first commercial manned launch while setting the standard for reusable rocket technology. SpaceX relation with Starlink. Given its large addressable market, SpaceX's satellite-based internet business, Starlink is seen as the most important driver of the space exploration company's valuation. So how is the service coming along? Starlink entered beta testing about 4 months ago, offering services in the northern United States, Canada, and parts of Europe, and the company claims to have over 10,000 users worldwide. SpaceX charges beta customers $99 per month, plus an upfront fee of about $500 for the satellite dish and related equipment. On the service, the company claims speeds ranging from 50 to 150 megabits per second. While this makes Starlink's service more expensive and slower than some mainstream broadband offerings, both metrics are expected to improve as the company grows in scale, more satellites and ground stations, and attracts more users. The company has already launched over 1,000 operational satellites for Starlink, with a total of around 42,000 satellites planned once the project is completed. The FCC recently awarded SpaceX nearly $900 million in subsidies under the Rural Digital Opportunities Fund, which claims to bring high-speed internet across the United States, particularly in rural areas. To some extent, this could help the service's economy. However, competition is increasing. Wireless carriers have placed large bets on 5G technology, which can provide gigabit-speed internet over large areas, competing directly with fixed-line internet services. It remains to be seen whether SpaceX's service can provide customers with an appealing value proposition as competition heats up. Why Starlink is crucial for SpaceX project. SpaceX has built a stable business with the aim of launching satellites for many of its customers, although the potential of the business launch is limited due to the market's small size and slow growth. In 2017, the market for commercial satellite launches was valued at $5 billion, with revenues expected to reach $7 billion by 2024. Given that its launch revenues were around $2 billion in 2018, SpaceX has little room to grow. Indeed, Elon Musk has stated that SpaceX's share of the launch market probably closes to around $3 billion every year. According to Elon Musk, the potential of internet connectivity is much higher, that is scalable to $1 trillion. And Starlink may discover general public attention if it delivers the internet globally and at cheaper rates with cable and fiber providers. SpaceX Starship. Starship is marketed by SpaceX as the most advanced spacecraft. The Starship rocket is the most powerful rocket ever built, capable of producing up to 17 million pounds of thrust, the force that propels aircraft through the air. SLS has a capacity of nearly 9 million pounds, which is about 1 million to 1.5 million pounds more than the Saturn rocket that took men to the moon. The Starship will also be fully reusable, a feature pioneered by SpaceX. The system's upper and lower stages will be returned to Earth, reconditioned, and reused. SpaceX now reuses rocket boosters and the lower stage of its rocket launch systems. SpaceX and humanity both need a Starship. With each launch, more SpaceX Starlink satellites will be launched, allowing SpaceX to expand its space-based Wi-Fi business more quickly. It will also be useful to space agencies such as NASA, which want to fly deeper into space. Musk hopes to eventually send Starships to Mars. Recent funding received by SpaceX for the start of 2023. According to reports, SpaceX is raising $750 million in a new funding round, valuing the company at $137 billion. The round includes investors such as Andreessen Horowitz, who comes on the heels of news in November that SpaceX was in talks for a public offering. Worth up to $150 billion, the figure represented a 20% increase in valuation, though the most recent round will dull that figure slightly. Nonetheless, given the ongoing volatility in the public markets and the scrutiny of Elon Musk's other businesses, it's an impressive result. In June, the company raised approximately $1.68 billion in equity financing, with Alphabet and Fidelity Investments among its investors. In addition to launching cargo and astronauts for NASA, SpaceX hopes to generate significant revenue through its Starlink network of internet satellites. These satellites are designed to provide high-speed internet access to commercial airlines and other commercial applications, as well as access to remote and difficult parts of the world. People's interest and investment in SpaceX. The vast majority of investors are unlikely to participate in the SpaceX investment. Venture capital investments at this level are constrained, especially for highly sought-after companies like SpaceX, and the possibilities are enormous. Few industries have the same level of untapped potential as space. Many startups are founded on the refinement of an existing industry or the provision of a slightly differentiated product. But what about trips to Mars and the possibility of colonizing another planet? That is not something that happens every day. SpaceX is developing technology that would allow people to travel anywhere on Earth in less than an hour by launching them into space on a rocket and landing them on a runway. SpaceX intends to use the Crew Dragon spacecraft to transport paying customers to space. SpaceX did in fact launch 2 crewed missions to the International Space Station or ISS in 2022, as well as 2 commercial resupply missions to the ISS. AX-1, the first commercial astronaut mission for space company Axiom, was also launched by SpaceX. This brings us to the end of the video. 2022 was a successful year for SpaceX as it accomplished many of its goals. For 2023, Elon has plans to double its previous year's success. The company is aiming to launch 100 flights this year, which counts for 2 flights in a week. Furthermore, SpaceX intends to launch 1,000 Starlink satellites this year to achieve their target. To summarize, SpaceX has ambitious plans to revolutionize space travel in the future, making it more accessible and sustainable. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more of these informative videos. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section about SpaceX's future, and if it really is worth $137 billion.